Hi, I'm Samsun Lobe. Welcome to this edition of Collecting the Future. So back to action figures, and this time we have two series. So both Dungeons and Dragons, one by Hasbro and one by NECA. So those of you that remember, there was a 1980s cartoon, and then LJN released a fantastic Dungeons and Dragons series that looked something like this, but very much smaller. Brilliant figures they were in the 80s. And then I heard that they were going to release these, so it's quite a complicated release, this Golden Archive Dungeons and Dragons. So there's the ones that go alongside the film with Chris Pine, called Honor Amongst Thieves. There's also another series which they released at the same time, which are sort of re-release of the cartoon figures. I didn't like the look of them at all, so I literally haven't collected any of those. There's also another series called Dicelings, and I think there's quite a few figures in that series as well, and they are sort of, as you would imagine, they look like dice. But there are six main figures in this that come from the movie, and that's Edgin, Holger, Doris, Simon, Zenk, and Forge. And then they released some beasts as well, which were pretty cool. So the Owlbear is cool, and so is Raycor. They're some of the best figures, I think, in that line. I quite like the packaging with this line. Again, I'm never a real fan of when you can't actually see the figure itself. There's a little picture on the front of these, but again, they're okay. So they also did a couple of Hasbro Pulse exclusives. So if you're a member of the Hasbro fan club, there was a couple that you could get on there that were exclusive figures, and they range from £25 to £40, and around that sort of price still now. They've not really changed too much. Some of the beasts are quite difficult to get hold of, so they probably will go up in value quicker than the other figures. So then the other set is NECA's Dungeons and Dragons. So this is almost like a re-release of the LJN figures. They're packaged very, very nicely. They come in these gatefold boxes where you can open them up, and you can see the detail on the figures is fantastic. So NECA do some great figures when they do them in this sort of style. I'm a big fan of these whole boxes. So there's 5 in this series. So Strongheart, Zarek, Elkhorn, Warduke, and Grimsword. They're definitely worth collecting. I've got a couple duplicates of those as well, just in case they do go up in value in the future. I'll be able to sell those on. And then they also did this, which I showed originally, which was a 50th anniversary figure, and I think there was 4 in this line. I only have the Strongheart one. I'm not a massive fan of the reproduction of original figures. I like stuff which is new. And there's also a Super 7 dragon, which is incredible, but it is absolutely massive. So literally it would take up nearly all of my storage space. Again, I don't really have that one. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this series. Please check out my other videos.